to know Gary Cornish, say one of his great qualities is his temperament. Nothing phases him, nothing bothers him. He is walking into a very hostile arena tonight. So I wonder if that temperament is going to be tested. History also against him. Scotland does not produce heavyweights. No Scottish boxer has ever boxed for a British, European or Commonwealth heavyweight title. This man is the GOAT. He's undefeated. He's come a long way. And Jim, the one thing he is bringing is an awful lot of self-belief.
Yeah, well, undefeated fighters have that belief in themselves. So Gary just has to convince himself that Anthony Joshua is in exactly the same position he is in. Unbeaten but untested. He knows Joshua has been fed, a string of opponents that he's going to knock out. So he's untested, so he has to convince himself of that. But I don't know how he deals with the power of Anthony Joshua. I think the big problem for Cornish is not massive in the power department. He's big enough, he's good enough, but is he powerful enough? I think maybe that's the difference between the two of them.
They also say for a big man, and this is an opponent that Joshua is actually going to be dwarfed by. Well, he's very nimble for a big fella. He'll need to be nimble because if there's one thing this guy is world class in already, it's his quickness. And if you think Gary Cornish has a good temperament and is very relaxed, just look at the way Anthony Joshua is coming to the ring. But this guy doesn't look too fazed by this. It's a massive opportunity for Gary Cornish.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Watford, England, the undefeated AJ Anthony Joshua!
London, are you ready for me? Olympic gold. 13 wins. 13 devastating knockouts. Tonight, I become Commonwealth heavyweight champion. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am Anthony Joshua.
Just listen to that reception. He's won so many fans around the UK already with that devastating style of his. 13 fights, 13 wins. They say he's not been tested. Those who say that are right. But he'll get a test tonight against another man who is unbeaten and has plenty of ambition as well. But so far in the career of Anthony Joshua, he has been punch perfect. Joshua has had height and weight advantages throughout his young career. Not tonight. Gary Cornish a little bit taller and a little bit heavier as well. A little bit more experience for Cornish. Both of them undefeated. Neither of them with a really big defining fight yet. As you talk to their camps, they'll both admit that. But Cornish is the guy that's been flying under the radar. 21 fights, as you heard Jim say though, hasn't really shown the kind of power that Joshua has shown. The question is, what happens when Joshua lands? The other question, of course, is what happens if Joshua gets tagged?
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport now proudly presents the fight of the night, the main event, where two undefeated heavyweights. Somebody's O has to go. Welcome to the O2 London. So, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport now proudly presents 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant Commonwealth and the WBC International Heavyweight Championship. Sponsored by Dapperbet, StubHub and Scott's Menswear. Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions that are joining us around the world, this is Heavy Duty. A very warm welcome to the viewers joining us live on Sky Sports. You have, without a shadow of a doubt, joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, the Commonwealth Council and the World Boxing Council. Commonwealth representative is Robert Smith, WBC representative and supervisor Mauro Betti of Rome, Italy, and our steward in charge from the British Boxing Board of Control is Mr. Mick Collier. Area representatives are Desiree and Bill Edwards, and working the red and blue corners are John Lockwood and Brett Bowles. Timekeeper at the bell from Ruislip, Peter McCann. And the three judges in charge of scoring this contest are Ian John Lewis of Gillingham, John Keane of Wellingborough, and Bob Williams of Watford. And when the bell rings and the action begins, the man in the middle, the man in charge, is Mr. Victor Lachlan of Paisley, Scotland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, so let's get it on. Introducing to you, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the yellow trunks trimmed with blue, weighing at 18 stone and 4 pounds, undefeated, 21 contests, 21 wins, 12 inside the scheduled distance. He comes to the ring as the undefeated IBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion from Inverness, Scotland, where he is known as the Highlander, Gary Cornish. And now, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing in at 17 stone, 11 pounds, 3 ounces, with a perfect professional record of 13 contests, 13 wins, 13 inside the scheduled distance. Comes to the ring as a two-time ABA champion and the winner of the Olympic gold medal in the heavyweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the reigning and defending WBC International Heavyweight Champion from Watford, England, AJ Anthony Joshua. Title waiting's over. of boxing for the vacant Commonwealth and the WBC International heavyweight contest.
Okay, boys, had instructions in the dressing room. Remember, obey my commands at all time, defend yourselves at all time. God bless, touch gloves. Let's do it.
Victor Loughlin absolutely dwarfed by these two big beasts. 35 stone of power in that ring. The one thing everybody has agreed upon, 3 scoring judges will not be needed tonight. It's scheduled for 12. It won't go that long.
First round.
And how does Gary Cornish cope with the biggest night of his career? A joiner by trade, same as Ken Buchanan. He's been given 6 weeks off by his company to prepare for this. He's had a good camp in Inverness. They brought in the French heavyweight, Newfell Uwata. They brought up Richard Towers from Sheffield. Reports out of the camp were that it went very well indeed. But that was training camp. This is the real thing, live bullets.
Ryan Cornish just felt the power and the punches there of Joshua. He partially blocked it, but he felt the power. But it's good to see Joshua in against an opponent who has ambitions of his own, whose career is on the way up and not on the way down. Looking for the body there, Joshua with a straight right hand.
Joshua looking very sharp. Aaron nails it with a right hand inside the first minute. Cornish down, looking at his corner on one knee. It's the power, but it's the speed as well. Cornish didn't see it coming.
He get caught with a solid jab just before the right hand, and that set him up for it.
And the legs have turned to rubber already. Joshua biding his time, and then unloading again at Cornish. Looking unsteady. Joshua looking to measure him up. But if he'd gone in the first, he's caught him with another right hand, and Cornish is in desperate trouble already.
Now the technique that Joshua's showing at the moment is terrific. You wouldn't believe only a dozen fights.
And it's over. It's all over in 90 seconds. Anthony Joshua's biggest test on paper has turned into his quickest win. What can you say about Anthony Joshua? A blistering performance.
You have to say that any heavyweight that's caught clean by Joshua is going to be on the canvas. He has tremendous natural punching power, and his development has been outstanding. So the only thing when he moves up to proper world class, can he face someone who can get their bombs on before he does? But I tell you what, they'd have to be quick. As you've just mentioned, it's the speed as well as the power. But I just think the way he's developing is really tremendous.
Well, it's that speed that did it. 49 seconds in, Gary Cornish did not see this one coming and never was able to recover.
See, he took the left hand there, which you could see steadied him a little bit. He felt that one. And then, bang, over came the right hand. Full credit to Cornish getting up from that, because that really was a solid shot that put him on the floor. He showed bags of courage. He got up again after the second knockdown, but there was no point allowing that to continue. But you can see the natural power that Joshua has. He doesn't have to wind the punches up. Everything just seems to flow from him. Perfect balance, perfect delivery, and the perfect finish. So full credit, as I say, to Cornish. He got back up off the floor, tried to get himself back into the fight, but every time Joshua landed, whether it be with the left hand or the right hand, it was knocking him onto his heels. I mean, look at the power and the jab there, trying just to survive the crisis. But down the end, that was from the accumulation of the punches. That wasn't from one single shot. But when he got back up, his legs were unsteady, and there was no point allowing it to continue. The writing was on the wall by that time.
It really was. And the potential of Anthony Joshua, truly frightening. The critics will say, yeah, he's not faced anyone yet, and they'll say that again tonight. But for old Gary Cornish, This was a massive night for him, and he put so much work into it, and he was just blown away in 90 seconds. And you just wonder how many heavyweights in the world right now would you put ahead of Anthony Joshua. And I wonder what Dylan White at ringside made of that. We can now look forward to that meeting on December the 12th.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Peter McCann has recorded a time of 1 minute and 37 seconds of the first round. Referee Victor Lachlan has stopped the contest with Cornish in no position to continue. Therefore, your winner and the new Commonwealth and still the WBC International Heavyweight Champion from Watford, England, AJ Anthony Joshua. Mauro Vitti presents the WBC title belt, and Mick Collier from the Boxing Board of Control presents the Commonwealth. Ladies and gentlemen, we present your champion,